All right, Sunder. Very good. Okay, finally. So, yeah, actually, for once, by the way, I'm going to upload this live stream on YouTube no matter what, because sometimes I delete it, but I want to be very honest with you and show you how this little mini class or live stream can look like from beginning to end. So you don't miss anything that can potentially really help you master Danish, which is what um, everything I do on YouTube is all about. Finding your confidence, giving you the right skill set so that you can drive success in your life, in your Danish, so you can master the language. It has so many amazing benefits, of course. So yeah, I'm gonna start speaking because I'm gonna share this video to you amazing people. Sprogtalenter, which is a term that I coined myself, language talents, just in Danish, and it's a very meaningful word to me because I believe that everybody has a talent for learning languages. If we just find out and learn how to tap into that talent. And that's what I'm going to talk about in today's stream, which I expect to be around 30 minutes in duration. And yeah, mindset. Why your results right now might be due to the way you're thinking more so than what you are doing. So, hvor der er vilje, er der vej, is a Danish saying, and I shared it maybe an hour ago on my Instagram. Because what does this saying really tell us when we kind of when we pick the puzzles apart? Well, we have something about the will to do something, and that having that will eventually get you to success, achieving. And many of us, and probably you in your life, I'm not 100% sure, but this might be you. And if this is you, just nod, okay? Because you believe that it's very difficult to learn Danish and have success with your Danish, developing that confidence and that amazing pronunciation and that, mastery of the language that makes you feel at home in Denmark, that makes you feel empowered, that makes you get amazing Danish friends, and really helps you connect to the people, to the culture, to the tradition, to everything. The key to the language, to the Danish culture, to the Danish spirit. And I'm not exaggerating here because I know how it feels to be in a country where you actually learn the language and become very good at it. Because what if we took the mindset of, I'm a bit too scared, and I know how that feels. I'm a bit too scared to speak Danish. I can't do it. I've been trying for 10 years. Nothing helps. Nothing works. If we try just for a moment to act like we've never even had that mindset, throw it completely out the window just for a moment, and instead adopt the mindset that the more you fail and the more time you put into practice your Danish and getting outside the comfort zone, like speaking to Danish people, speaking to your teacher more, asking more questions, speaking to your husband only in Danish, whatever it may be for you, getting outside that comfort zone where growth is. Try and do that for just one single day of your life, okay? I want you to try this experiment out. and you're going to get all these golden nuggets in 30 minutes. Isn't that incredibly amazing? I think that's absolutely amazing. And I don't do this a lot, so I hope you really appreciate that. Okay? Because if you do that for one day, what will happen? First and foremost, you have completely changed the way you have been thinking, your paradigm, we also call it, that you have been adopting for the past 10 years, more or less on autopilot, like I did as well, with many different things in my life. So I know exactly how it is. Like, I'm no different than you. I just know how it really works, learning Danish and mastering it. Because when we do this for just one day, speaking only Danish to our Danish girlfriend, wife, speaking only Danish at work, no matter how red in the face you get from saying, hvordan går det, har du en god dag, and you're making, small mistakes in your pronunciation. Like, who cares? You have so much to potentially win, don't you? It's a completely new way of doing things that can potentially give you new results, a different kind of result than what you've seen struggling with Danish. And this is just 90% of people's case for 3, 4, 5, 6 years and so on. Because how long are you gonna let your paradigm and your thoughts hold you back? Because when we try and play with our mindset like this, then what we will find, like I'm trying to convey right now, this little exercise for just one day, then what will happen? Well, first and foremost, we will make lots of mistakes, which will inevitably help us learn more. Because if we don't even talk, how can we even make sure that we get good at pronunciation? I have an amazing way to kind of understand this better. A 3-year-old kid is trying to learn how to bike, okay? I think you probably know how to bike, right? I know how to bike. And when I was 3, 4, I learned how to bike. And this 3-year-old kid, you're learning how to, let's say it's you, okay? It's you and me. We're learning how to bike. We are 3 years old. And we haven't learned it for 1 year. Let's say we haven't been learning it for 1 year. And why is that? Does it have something to do with the way we are placing our hands on the wheel, on the steering wheel? Well, it might be, but what drives that decision in the first place? That's how we think, right? We think we should have our hands on the steering wheel in a certain way. And if we are even afraid of, and this is the gold nugget now, okay? So I want you to listen carefully to what I'm going to say in just a second. If you are afraid of learning how to bike and you are scared of taking the first pedal stroke on your bike, you are, of course, never gonna learn how to bike, right? You will never, ever learn it if you don't actually dare to make the first pedal stroke. And in the exact same way, and this is powerful, so write it down on a piece of paper and say it to yourself 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times tonight. If I am not bold enough to make mistakes, 1,000 mistakes, and fail constantly with my Danish, I am never going to succeed. Or maybe even more powerful, how am I ever going to expect success? How can I ever expect success if I don't fail 1,000 times in Danish and fail all the time, every day? and get outside that comfort zone. Because growth happens when we fail all the time. And I know it sounds so like cliche, and all the gurus said it, but there's a reason why a player like Messi, he stayed every single day for years after football practice, after his team practiced, because he wanted to master free kicks. He was a master at different things, but one of them being a very good free kick. And if he didn't actually stay after these sessions, the training sessions, for multiple hours to practice his free kick, do you think he would ever actually be able to make that many goals on free kicks? Of course not. And I could end the stream right now, because now I have actually got my point across. And I hope, again, you're very, very grateful, because this is from my heart, and this is my biggest golden nugget to drive that incredible shift inside you that can help you master Danish potentially in just months, okay? We're talking months, under 1 year, if you really, really get serious about changing and keeping this mindset of I can do it, and going out with massive action, failing, getting outside that comfort zone, speaking to people every single day, every time, all day long. Then you can completely change your results and achieve success in your life that will open the door, unlocking the key that will open the door to a life of absolute freedom in Denmark. Freedom of having a very high-paying job that you love. Finally getting that job that you deserve, that you haven't been able to get because your mindset was holding you back. Not your circumstances, but your mindset. It's all in your power to change. And this is what I want you to take away from this live stream. Try it out for 1 day, because it's a lot more simple if we just try it for 1 day or 1 hour or 1 minute even. If that's what you take away from this damn video, then try it for 1 damn minute. 1 damn minute, okay? 1 minute, 60 seconds. If that's all you are ready to do and willing to do, try for 1 minute. But 1 day is for the very, very, very big transformation. Okay? I kind of want to end the stream, but I want to go for 30 minutes, because that's what I promised you. And if you're watching this video right now, I have a very strong feeling that we are going to be in each other's lives like a mentor and a student. Because if you're watching right now, that shows me that you are extremely dedicated. And those are the only people I actually work with on my Danish mastery program. And I want to show you that I make mistakes all the time. I think when I went live, I said something that didn't make sense. I think I stumbled over a word, or I had a very strong accent, and people sometimes they make fun of my accent on TikTok. It's happened on TikTok a couple of times, and I kind of like build along the message that is already shared now. And on TikTok, there was a guy saying, I had like a saliva stream or something. I have a lot of saliva, and sometimes you can see it. And my eyes were rolling all around, like, that's just how I am. I don't notice it. I'm just being myself, really. And then my eyes are rolling sometimes, And in that moment, I could choose to let that hold me back from making these videos that I'm very passionate about. I hope you can feel the passion. Let me know in the chat if you can feel my passion and love for this. This is my biggest life mission. This is everything for me. And that's why I want you to understand that if you have someone like me who has a burning passion to help you learn Danish and master Danish and get confidence in your life very fast, then where can that not get you in 3 months? One of my students were mistaken for a Danish person in about, I think it was 60 or 45 days in. He was at this, what was it again? Heavy metal concert, okay? His name, he was from Romania. I can't share his name, but he was from Romania, a male about 35. We never talked about age. That's subordinate in a partnership on my program. But he was about, let's say, I think it was about 34, 35, an amazing guy and an international in Denmark, of course. People didn't understand him when he spoke Danish. He sounded very foreign, like he sounded very like he was definitely not from Denmark. And he wanted to build that confidence and sound more Danish because he wanted to sound more native. He lives here, he has his girlfriend here, and now he has an amazing family, by the way. Congrats and good on him. But he wanted to do these things. How can I sound more Danish? How can I get more confidence? And so people understand when I speak Danish. And when I was working with him after 45 days, it finally clicked. He was at this rock festival or heavy metal festival. I can't remember which one it was. But a Danish guy, he came up to my student and he said, "Can I ask you something?" And my student, he said, "Yes. Are you by any chance actually from Denmark?" And he had to say that no, he's not from Denmark. But he was mistaken by this guy for a Danish person after, I can't remember it again, I think 45 to 60 days into the 90-day program, okay? He was mistaken for a Danish person. 45 to 60 days, this guy was having a hard time even pronouncing some words and some sentences. Now he's here being mistaken for a Danish guy. And by the way, just so we clear that off, I don't say this to brag or anything, but to show you what's possible with the right mindset, guidance, and passion from an expert like me, from a teacher, from a Danish language coach who's extremely, extremely dedicated about you getting to your goals, you getting to your goals as fast as possible. So I think I just realized if I keep on speaking like this, it's going to be it doesn't really make sense. It's going to be very superfluous. So here you have it. And sorry about that, very itchy. If you want to learn how this student of mine from Romania, he actually was mistaken for a Danish person, got massive confidence, and was extremely content with reaching his goals on my 3-month Danish mastery program, then put a little message in the chat saying transformation. That's a powerful word, transformation. Say transformation in the chat, and maybe I will reach out to you and actually give you the opportunity to actually get started. A call with me is the first step where you can hear all about his experiences and how it works so damn efficiently on this Danish mastery course as it did with this guy from Romania, my absolutely amazing student. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Very, very much looking forward to sharing it with everybody. And vi ses. Remember putting in the word transformation. I'm only gonna help one person. So if you want to make sure that it's you who potentially gets this incredible transformation, then say transformation as fast as possible. Otherwise, your other viewer is gonna get the tools and the blueprint that can completely change his life instead of yours, and you probably don't want that, right? So that's it. Vi ses. Sebastian here. Hey.